All right, so welcome back. Let's talk about Tyrese. All right, I'm gonna play a couple of videos. I'm gonna play two videos. Yeah, two videos I'm gonna play, and then we'll talk. And then please give me your opinions in the chat as we are talking about this. Okay. Let me see. Let me see if I can read this real quick. If there's a court order for visitation access to his children and the mom doesn't follow through, it is contempt of court. Breaking any court order is contempt. Yep. It's a lot of anguish. Yeah. Ola, your best friend, Uncle Tyrese, must shall have the last word. Yes, even today. Even now, he's having the last word today. But let's talk about it today. Let me play. There are two videos. I'm gonna play the wife first. I'm gonna play his response, right? But if you haven't seen all of the episode of Hardly Initiated, then you probably need that as well. But a lot of people commenting about this, of course, they're commenting on headlines and what they know nothing about, And even if they watch the full story, they're not listening. They're just looking to shame the side that they pick, right? For me, there's no sides. They got a child together. There's no sides. It's just stupid, The only thing I can tell you is you that you're watching me, not Tyrese, because Tyrese coconut head, he's not going to listen. Wife is coconut head, she's not going to listen. In this time period, she decided to run a YouTube channel talking about relationships. That's not smart. That's not wise. Wrong timing, But she has about 300,000 subscribers. Audience, now your mate. Is attention your mate. So, but let me play the video and let's talk about it. I am still anybody who is taking Tyrese's side at this time, they don't like Tyrese. They're full of shit, as a matter of fact. Okay? They don't like him. Okay? Now, I don't follow certain platforms, so I might not see people taking sides with her. I don't see that. What I'm seeing, for the most part, is people in the middle and people taking sides with Tyrese. And Tyrese, yeah. Mario said Cryes, Wahala. But let me play these videos and then we'll talk about it. I'm gonna play the ex-wife first because they're now exes. Okay, they're now exes, and then we'll take it from there. Let's see. All right, there you go. All right.
But I'm curious to know, assuming that, this person was open to it, are you now in the spirit of potentially even being able to rekindle a relationship, like rekindle that relationship? Is your spirit in that place, or could it ever go back to that place?
Oh my gosh, she was asking me this. Can we get an edit?
Is that a hard question?
It is. It's loaded because of the fact that there's been so much that's happened. Like there's been so much that's occurred. Okay. My daughter's father. So I would say this. I would say that if we were both going to show up and we were both going to fight for it equally and sacrifice equally, like things that I needed and things that he needed, I wasn't.
If you
yeah.
If you remember, I already said there's no such thing as equally, right? It's just whatever she means by that does not exist, okay? When it comes to this situation, there's no equally, okay? It's either somebody is worthy or they're not worthy, right? Someone, one person at a time. But let's continue.
Your girl ain't perfect. So I would say that if we were both willing to fight and we were both willing to do certain things, then yes.
Something about that actually makes me very happy.
No, I don't know if that makes
I don't know why.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if it's my child, like, no one wants a broken family. No,
that's
that.
exactly that's what it is for me.
Yeah, like if it was something that if it was a situation, you have to hear me, sir. Excuse me. You have to hear me all the way. You have to hear me all the way.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, so my whole point is that if we were both sacrificed, like there was things I asked for, those things were worked on and we were working towards those things. I was working whatever he.
If we were both, whatever she's asking for is probably unrealistic. Okay, it's not gonna happen. So we already know that. We already said that, right? If we were both, all that is unrealistic because you don't. Most people don't even start relationships like that. You don't start relationships by saying, "Oh, we come together simultaneously." That's not how it works, right? It's a dance. Okay, you're feeling someone, you're attracted to them, and it's a dance. And one day you call them, the other day you call them. Someday, the next 3 days you're calling. You're not thinking about it. You don't have much expectations. You're just excited that finally I can breathe. Let me call my boyfriend. Let me call my girl. That's what you did at the beginning. Guess what you're gonna have to do to keep it alive for the rest of your life? That precisely, right? Now, some people might argue, like, is that realistic? Well, we're talking about it right now, okay? So maybe that's not realistic too, right? But the point is that you lost what brought you together. What makes you think you can keep it together? Okay. So now we should just equally, right? When people find themselves in this place that they're butting heads, they now start asking for the extreme opposite. It's not gonna work either, right? Now we can start by just being intentional and understanding how attraction works, right? Because everybody talks about this stuff and they don't want to talk about attraction in it. They just want to talk about, oh, it's just our religion. It's just we're intentional. No. There's attraction. Let's talk about the attraction part of things, right? So she's talking about the part that we attract her, but she's not willing to impress him anymore. Did she try to impress him in the beginning? I bet she did. It's Tyrese. Are you kidding me, right? But she probably got there and then collected with and said, I can't, right? But Tyrese like, what did you collect? I was a nice guy. Let's continue. Hold on.
May have came up with that he felt like I needed to work on. Whatever. If we were both willing to work, then yeah.
That's a hell of a listen.
Both willing to work can work. Don't get me wrong, okay? But I can just read between what she's saying. She's looking for something that's just not gonna happen, okay? And let's see if if there's a chance at all, right? Let me see. No, first of all, let me see what this guy says first.
Or do the work. Yeah.
That's all I needed to know. So what we gonna do now?
No, we're not gonna do that.
No.
I don't know what he's gonna do.
Here's what
We're
we'll
not
do.
done. We're going to
We
the
about
call.
to know. We about to go to the initiation hotline.
They finalized that divorce. It's not even that big of a deal. She's just talking like she also talked about how some people were in her ears, right? Let me see if I can find that quickly. The ugly side. Let me see. I'll see if I can find it really quickly.
Point you.
Most people
Yes, sir.
have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not.
Either retain or turn, or you fill out the paperwork yourself. People can do it themselves. Once you get lawyers involved, I'll be honest, and I mean, I love my, I don't want to shade anybody or whatever, but lawyers, court systems win.
She's saying once you get lawyers involved, it's a wrap. Okay, let me try this.
But I will say that it's very important for you to seek wise counsel.
It's very important for you to seek wise counsel. I don't know why anybody would disagree with that. I know why. Because they're caught up in their emotions, right? They're not even listening, right? Let's continue.
Therapist for a very long time. So loved ones, people that support you, you want to make sure that you are involving in that decision making. And you have to really decide and make a very calculated decision based upon your belief systems, based upon who you're speaking to, your wise counsel.
I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
Not hate. It's indifference.
The opposite of love is indifference, not hate.
It's void of love, void of feelings.
Let me keep moving.
That can get you thinking about the positive aspects of this person that you may not be thinking about when you're upset. You're only thinking about what you're mad about.
Let me
you're
see
not
if I
thinking
can
about all the other positive aspects of
see
this
here.
person. And so in those moments, you need somebody to be the person for that person.
Yeah.
In those moments.
So it's still some people in the chat right now that they still confused. They really not understanding the pro marriage, right? Or somebody who's an advocate for marriage. So if you could just paint the people who weren't necessarily pro marriage, and you coming to them, or you just expressing these different issues that you having.
Yeah.
What type of responses were you actually getting versus what you should have been receiving?
It's not so much about what should have been received, because I think that based upon what had occurred in our relationship by that time, a lot of people were saying that this was time for to leave this particular relationship.
Yeah.
It wasn't just me. It was
There you
my
go.
loved ones. I have been seeing a therapist. My therapist, I had people that were like, it's time. This is not the best decision for you to remain in as is. And so when that happened, or what I mean by pro-marriage is that there is people in my life that it's not so much pro-marriage, it's pro the other person. So my thought process, based upon the clip that I shared on my own page, was...
I'm gonna play this one. I think this is the clip I'm looking for here. Let's see. I'll play from the shade room.
I would never
there you
tell...
go.
I work with women. I would never tell a woman to walk through that in the same frame of mind I was in when I did it.
And when you say that, but what frame of mind was that? What do you mean by that in particular?
I was very, very hurt. I was very angry. And I remember like when I made like the decision, I was like hysterically crying on the phone with my attorney. That was not the person I should have been on the phone with when, like, that's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, I was hysterically crying. And I was not in any position to make that decision. I was extremely emotionally intoxicated. We can be intoxicated with our emotions because I would never tell, I work with women. I would never, I'm very much emotionally led. I feel very strongly. I'm just that kind of person, very passionate. But I would never tell somebody to make that decision when they're that emotional. But of course I wasn't talking to someone that genuinely would be for marriage, or for reconciliation. And that's not no slight to my,
No, it's
the
attorney.
current friends.
It has nothing. There's no slight.
All right. So we got that, right? I see a comment here. It says, so you wanted somebody to tell you to stay in a situation that had you hysterically crying? Y'all blame everybody for what y'all do. Girl, own it. Because at the end of the day, I agree with this. She needs to own where she is at right now, because you can't appease a Tyrese. It's not going to work. You can't appease anybody that's emotional. Okay? You can't. Okay? There's always an angle where they can drag you. Your power is probably mostly in silence. Okay? And staying in your lane. Anything that sounds like you're trying to appease them, or you're trying to, that sounds remotely close to that, they will just use it to drag you. He talk about you every single day at the end of the day. So if you want him back, I'm sure he would love to have you. So it's a part of it that sounded like she wants him to want it back. There's some things that just go to the grave with. Honestly, it's not worth it, especially with certain people, right? Somebody said, come get your girl, Tyrese. But anyway, so of course Tyrese it couldn't help himself. Yeah, and she should have known better. But let me just go ahead and play this video for you so we can get it over with. I played some of it. I put some of it on the channel yesterday, but I'm going to play from the beginning. It's about 11 minutes, and then let's talk after that. Let me hear your comments. If you don't have any comments after that, me, I don't have, but let's see. All right, Tyrese, here we go. Let's go.
Hold on. Look, man, I was not going to respond to this video of my ex that's now gone viral. She is.
I saw a comment. Somebody asked, he said, who believed? I think it must have been one of these comedians. Let me see if I can find that person so I can give them a name. I think the name came up easily because that person's a celebrity. I can't find it. No. That person asked, who believed that Tyrese was going to actually not going to respond based on what he just said right now, right? Who actually believed him when he said he wasn't going to respond?
Hold on. Look, man, I was not going to respond to this video.
Do you believe he wasn't going to respond to this video? That's what my question is. Hold on, no. GSA, I see a lot of people taking the side. I don't understand why they can't read between the lines. It's difficult. It's a difficult person to deal with. I mean, he went on Breakfast Club and demonstrated that, literally. You know, I know Henry has his own issues, but this guy is... But they can see it. You're right, Chinye. They can see it. They have to be inside of it before they can see it. But yes, Tyrese said if she was wearing $10 sundress now, she's asking now she's asking for $20,000. So it was her attorney's fault. How did she get there? Did she? No, she's not. So I'm going to take something back. There is some part that I feel like, okay, she might be holding herself accountable, but there's also some disingenuous things she was saying, you know. So I'm going to be honest with that. You know, I just didn't see from that side. I was more so looking at what the man is responsible for, you know, in that situation. That's what I'm looking at, because she doesn't say a lot, right? In terms of Tyrese matter, I'll mention his name. So, but the truth is that she kept saying lawyers and she blamed her friends, all this kind of stuff. That right there, if a man said that, I'm going to hold myself accountable. If a man said that, I will catch that man and say, no, you have to own it all the way. Your friend did not, they got in your ears. That's called influence. It's a real thing. Influence is a real thing. That's a fact. But however, once you end up on this other side of Poto, you have to fully own it completely. 100%, right? And I think she had a hard time doing that. But let's continue. Let me see. So it was her attorney's fault. How did she get there? Did she get her $20K per month? That's a good question too. You know, but we mentioned that. But again, there's more to, I don't know what 20K means. I said that on that day. I still don't know what that means because I don't have the full context of what that means. Okay, just because she was dressing in $10 sundress does not mean that she can't get 20K. It depends. There's so many factors, right? Especially if you claim that you have a ironclad prenup that they're trying to crack open. Something is going on that we don't know yet. Okay, but let's continue.
My ex has now gone viral. She is loving it. Congratulations, you went viral again over something else that you said, because you're trying to build up your YouTube page and get your followers up. Listen, man, listen. If you had people in your ear that influenced you into leaving your husband and your one-year-old child, your innocent one-year-old child. We both were divorcee kids, grew up in toxic environments, torn in between our old family, new family, stepfather, stepmother. That's a life that we both lived. And you packed up a one-year-old, put a COVID mask on top of the Ring cameras, and I was literally in an airplane on my way home to fight for my marriage and my family. You're heartless. None of your friends recognize you. This is all about money. If you had friends in your ear, you're lying, you're gaslighting, you're playing. The only person that was in your ear was your mama. Her name is Patricia Randolph. You didn't have people in your ear. The amount of people that was supposedly in your ear, you also had a whole lot of people like Aventer Gray, Taffy Dollar, Creflo Dollar's wife, who married us. You had a whole lot of people in your ear telling you that you're about to do something stupid, impulsive, and y'all are actually not going through anything that would make you want to leave your husband. Let's go even further. When Aventer Gray and Pastor John Gray were having their own marital issues at the time, you arranged a therapy session with Aventer Gray at our house. And when she walked out of her therapy session, she walked into the foyer where the Bumblebee is, and there was 50 boxes with like 7 or 8 people there packing up all the shit to leave the house. And I was in an airplane on my way home to try and fight and save our marriage. So if you had people in your ear at the time, they must be still in your ear, because you're still trying to get $20,000 a month for a 5-year-old You make $160,000 a year on your own. This is all a game. You're clout chasing. You're something that I don't even know. A simple woman, not into materialistic things, don't care about fame and mansions and popularity. You're everything that you told me and all of your friends and loved ones that you wasn't. If you wanted to be famous, boo-boo, that's all you had to say. You didn't have to play this game that you wasn't. Now you out here playing on single mothers and their emotions, playing on women that are actually in abusive relationships and fucked up marriages that are toxic and dark and dysfunctional. That's not what that was. You think I would have a song entitled, I Don't Think You Ever Loved Me, if I didn't really feel that way? You think I would have a song out called Love Transaction if I didn't realize that it was never love, it was just a transaction? This shit is about money. You've hired 3 law firms trying to fucking suck me dry. I'm approaching $1 million in legal fees, and we had a prenup. You already tried to ask me to come back. You already tried to reconcile. I told you I was in a relationship with Zelly, and I was not willing to go and break this off or cut this woman off because you decided to wake up on a Wednesday and come back and play in the sandbox. Everything about the way you left me was heartless. It was evil. You never considered me, your marriage, and let alone your innocent 1-year-old child. She had to celebrate her 2nd birthday apart. And if you really are really suddenly caring about the effects that you've had on me and your family, why don't you sick these fucking lawyers off of me? Call your lawyers right now and tell them that everything that you're still trying to get right now, you don't want it no more. $20,000 a month for a child? Our prenup says no alimony. Our prenup said everything that the prenup said. You're trying to crack the prenup. And it's been 3 years of it. I should have never hired a fucking attorney. I had a prenup. Everything that I was supposed to give you in the prenup, I've gave it to you. You want more. And it's been 3 years. I've moved on. I'm with Zelly. You moved on. I don't even want to tell niggas the first nigga you started dating when we broke up, because you're going to go viral from that. If I were to tell niggas who you started dating as soon as we broke up, you would go viral from that. All you want is attention. You want Facebook followers. You want Instagram followers. You're trying to be a life coach, and you trying to get niggas to drink the Kool-Aid. You fucking with a real one right here. Everybody can see through your bullshit. I may be alpha. I may be loud. I may appear to be a narcissist, as some niggas will say in the comments. Girl, you was good to leave that nigga. He's a narcissist. No, she's a fucking narcissist. Not only is she a narcissist, but she's a sociopath as well. And what is a sociopath? Someone who will maliciously
he thinks it's an alpha
and vindictively do some shit, fuck over you, hurt you, be made aware of the fact that they inflicted trauma and pain on you, and not even call you and text you to say they're sorry. Did you think about the effects that it was going to have on me or our innocent child when you left me the way you did? Did you think about anything? No, it's all about Samantha. So now, go ahead and chase whatever career you're trying to chase. Go ahead and go viral. Go ahead and keep doing your goofy ass podcast and Miracle Mondays and whatever the fuck else you're trying to build. Over here, I don't want no one to confuse me releasing songs the way Adele released songs about her ex-husband, the way Jasmine...
He thinks it's a woman. He's comparing himself to women.
Songs about their exes.
Gentlemen.
When they get cheated on, lied, get fucked over, when they go through painful relationships that come to an end. I don't want no one to confuse me releasing songs.
Keep the same energy.
About how I feel about Samantha.
Those women did it. I should be able to do it.
Woman back. If I wanted her back, I would have got her back. I don't want Sam. She may be saying that she was thinking about, no. If you had people in your ear when you left me, those same people are in your ear 3 years later because the fucking lawyers are still on my back every day. Go sell this shit to somebody else. Look at every interview I've done, from Sway in the Morning to the Breakfast Club to everything that I've been posting and everything that I've been saying.
How,
And
Sway?
if you don't like me, nigga, I don't like you. I don't need none of you
Sway.
women in my comments saying they like me. I don't care to be liked.
How,
I got
Sway?
my heart broken. I was married. I was with this woman for 5 years. I never cheated. I got more access to pussy than most niggas I know. I was a good man.
That's a
good
fact,
husband,
actually.
And very, very focused on my family and my children. And the $2,500 or $2,600 that I was giving Samantha, since she decided to leave me, I was giving her that for 2 years straight without a court order. Find another nigga.
All right, at this point, it started freezing, and I think
Who decided to leave your husband without a court order. Find somebody else that's gonna cut a check for $2,600 without the judge making a judgment for you to do so. I'll always take care
well,
of my
find another Tyrese. That's like asking find another
She's trying
Tyrese.
to turn a
It's a stupid
prenup
question or
into
stupid statement.
alimony, which she ain't getting. She's
The freezing is coming from his end.
not getting. She's trying to get something that she's not getting because the prenup is protecting me. And she's, yes. Okay.
Somebody said, "Dad,
So
lower your
At
voice."
the end of the day, man, listen.
He said,
I
"Okay."
am not here to have any of y'all to keep drinking the Kool-Aid.
Even the people in the house, like, oh, lower your voice, Jesus. Well, who are you angry with, Jesus? I'm not angry. I got my heart broken, man. I'm not angry though. Just got my heart broken.
Y'all are gonna have to fucking wake up and understand that when relationships and marriages ends, contrary to what the world believes, it ain't always a cheating man who's verbally and physically abusing
You see?
fucking over you, doing something. It's very simple.
Everybody say it in the chat. Tyrese is a good and nice guy. A good and nice man. Everybody say it in the chat. Tyrese is a good and nice man, right? He never cheated. You remember the conversation that cheaters are bad people. So since he never cheated, it's the same logic. Since he never cheated, he's a good and nice man, right? Life is just that simple, ain't it? Right? Everybody say it in the chat. Tyrese is a good and nice man. I would never take that away from Tyrese. Imagine trying to take that away from Tyrese. That he's a good and nice man. Well, what collect with that too? They will drag you for the streets.
If it ain't about Samantha, it ain't about nothing. I guess being in a relationship with a big personality and an entertainer, which she signed up for, made her cave. Slowly but surely cave. Her mama was the one who was like, oh, we did it. Like, we hit the lottery type shit. Gas the...
Everybody's
Her mama
gaslighting Tyrese.
And then her mom...
He's telling on everybody right now.
was insecure about the marriage and the relationship that we have. In the Bible, it says, leave and cleave.
Of course he
You know
knows the
about that
Bible.
scripture? Or are you going to keep skipping over that every time
Of
you
course.
do an interview? Leave and
Not only is Tyrese a nice and good man, he knows the Bible like the back of his hands. You call this man, he's not a good man. Are you mad?
cleave to your husband and your family. Your mama never wanted you to leave. Y'all,
I think it's almost over. He started freezing towards the end. Let me see. Yeah. I think he never came back. Anyway. So let me ask a question in the chat. Okay. Shout out to all of you. Let me ask a question in the chat. Oh, hold on. Before I ask the question, let me ask the question so I don't forget. Okay. Just so I don't forget. Let me just put them on the screen because honestly, that was a lot. It's a lot. And I can't come and tell somebody who is doing the explanation with no evidence that they're wrong. It doesn't make any sense too. Right? Because at some point, at some point, you know they'll get tired anyway.
We go explain because no evidence.
So 3 things, all right? On a scale of 1 to 10, pride, what would you put Tyrese? Pride. We don't know him like that. Let's just say, okay? We're going to do 3 things. On a scale of 1 to 10, put P, and then put your scale on it. Put P as in pride, and put your scale on a scale of 1 to 10. A very prideful, low self-esteem. On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you put Tyrese? P and then your number. Expectations, okay? In terms of the expectations that Tyrese has of women.
Oh, beauty.
Right? On type of expectation is expectation of a woman, being that I'm a good and a nice man, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, high expectation, put a 10. Low expectation, put a 1 for Tyrese. Think about it very well, right? In terms of game, now put E and then put your number for expectations. In terms of game, so we have PEX, pride, expectations, game. In terms of game, Tyrese having game, as in life, game, as in understanding this game of life. On a scale of 1 to 10, put G, 10. If it's low, put G, 1. And then I'll come to it and then we'll talk about it, because honestly, I'm just, I thought I'll play that again and then we'll do some exercise, because I've covered this story a lot and everything I said about Tyrese is still true. It has nothing to do that it's a bad guy. It's not a bad guy. In fact, part of his problem is that good or bad thing, okay? But let's see. Not to say, Tyrese, we can see through your BS too. Zelly is gonna leave you. Yeah, that one is just, I don't want to wish a man a bad thing, but is that a bad thing if Zelly leaves? I don't know. She's gonna leave. She's gonna leave too. All right, we'll be here. Cut this and paste it everywhere. She's gonna leave too. Okay. Let me see what that means. You guys have said a lot. Oh, Jesus. He's naming folks Lord. Yeah. He's full chest, right? Full chest. That's why he calls himself Alpha. He thinks when he names names, he's the Alpha male. Right? That's what they're telling themselves out there right now. I'm telling you.
Stop the cap.
Alpha male. So no. Tyrese is toxic. You know, I always give room that we don't know them, but there's a big old but. If he was doing everything he's doing right now, if he did 1% of it while he was inside that marriage, what do you think that looked like? If Gray and Aventar, that's Pastor Gray, right? And Aventar are marrying you, you're doomed. Ha! John Gray, come on, John Gray is just a man. It's a good guy. Remember, good guy cheating? Come on, Joran. Anyway, take it easy on him. I know you guys feel like he lied to you, but it's a man, he's just trying to do. He was trying his trauma. He always talks about his childhood trauma, People like Tyrese will not listen to marriage counseling. He's too petty. No. He will listen to the ones that will say, don't leave. That's going to be a stupid move. Remember he said, they told Samantha, right? Don't leave because that's going to be a stupid move. Well, the thing is that you can't manipulate people into forgiveness. You can't manipulate people to stay. If they don't want to stay, you don't even want that. If somebody doesn't want to stay with you, you want that? Why would you want anybody who doesn't want to stay with you? I don't understand. Oh, I do. Sorry. We're human beings. Me, I'm talking from the other side of the street. Let's see this. Let me go to your ratings. Let's go to your ratings. Chia said P100, Pride 100. Chia said not even 10. Okay. Pride 10. Okay, not even 10, 100, right? Pride 10. Pride hurting. Okay, thank you, Brother Patrick, for saying that. He's definitely hurting. It's definitely hurting. And I always try to remind myself to say that, because that's a hurt man right there, And when I say hurt, I don't mean, because he's trying to claim that he can be hurt and he's healed at the same time. No, he's not. No, you're not healed. He needs help. And the help doesn't cost $20,000. Okay, he just needs help. He needs to be a little bit more open-minded. you know. And everybody that's taking his sides right now, they're not gonna help him. I'm talking about the public ones, the public trolls that are taking his sides. They're not gonna help him, because the attention is what he needs the most, the validation, right? Even though he said, I don't need nobody taking my side. Yeah, right. Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Let the poor breathe.
But Patrick, that's a good point. That's a good point. And I think we needed to say that. Expectations 10. Those expectations are off. Yep, they're very high. G, in terms of game, 0. Absolutely. And the only game he has is money. That's why he keeps talking about the $2,600 that he gave her. Well, that's a big deal. Talk about it. Well, yes, keep talking about it. That's precisely what part of why we say no game. If your game is money or anything aesthetic in nature or anything vanity in nature, there's no intrinsic value. The value is currency, work, in relationships too. All right? No, but I'm just saying. No, you're not just saying. You're saying exactly what you meant. You're saying exactly what you mean. Expectation 0. You didn't think about this one very well. His expectations are off. They're off the radar. They're like 100. Okay? Human beings are not set up that way, especially women. Okay? But he's flipped all the way from 100 to 0. Maybe that's what you're trying to say. So because he's been hurt, he's not trying to turn it down to 0. But he's trying to say, but I got Zelly though. It's not just all women. It's this woman. No, Baba. The next woman you have, because remember, I don't know if you guys noticed, the crying that he did the previous time was not about Samantha, it was about the previous girl. Oh no, this wasn't the first. Okay, the previous crying, the one where he said, what more do you want from me? That one, right, about the $13,000. That wasn't about Samantha. That was about somebody else. Zelly is going to become that person again, right? So it's not about Samantha. As much as we like to make it about Samantha, anytime somebody offends you, want to make it about them. After 1, 2, 3, okay, 4. Let's just say 5. I don't know if you have that much time. After 5 people, you should probably say, what is it about me? Right? I know what you're going to do. You're going to say it's the devil. Nigerians will say it's the devil. They'll just blame it on the devil. Game 10. No, game is 0. Game is very, very low. He has no game. He doesn't understand how life works. That's why the high expectation, that's where it's coming from, right? If you understand human beings, there's just some things you won't find yourself in. You would have put all that energy in working on yourself, and then anything that people do for you is a privilege. It's an opportunity. It's in your life, it's always a blessing. Anyone that God puts in your life, especially in a very family-oriented way, either they're ex-wife, ex-husband, it was a blessing. You might not see it because of your emotions, because you've been hurt, because of the pain. You might not see it, but that was God was doing that for a reason, right? God was doing that for the most part, at least. I know there's some very, very angry situations out there that I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about majority of the situation, right? He's hurting. Yep, he's hurting. P3, E3, G3. So pride is 3. Even the pride one, right, is questionable depending on what angle we look at it from, right? If we're talking about a sense of pride as in a man who can carry himself like an honorable man, that type of pride right there is low, right? But in terms of the ego, is what I was talking about. The ego, the ego is it's just skill, okay? It's not managed. Okay, so maybe what I should say next time is that on a scale of managed and unmanaged pride, 0, managed 10, unmanaged pride 0. That's probably a better way to do it in the future, because pride can mean so many things, right? So same thing, expectations, managed, unmanaged expectations. Game, that one is you have game or you don't have game, right? He has 0. Tyrese needs to go get healing and growth. It will only happen when he does the work. Yes, he needs to hit rock bottom. He's not rock bottom. Zelly is making him feel like, I got this, because he got money. And money, that's what money does. Money, status, position. Remember what he just said? He's right about that. He can have any girl he wants, almost, right? Like, he has more girls throwing, kpekus at him all the time. That's a fact. It's Tyrese. And it's always been that way. And you know what that does when it comes to status, attention, money, right? It tampers with your sense of being able to manage your pride. That type of pride is not your mate. You can't just turn it off. You can't just say, I'm humble. Humility is the hardest thing for them. Okay? So Tyrese needs to go get healing. I agree with that. He's in a lot of pain. Yep, pain. We can call it pain, just out of empathy, right? He's hurting, So he's a gameless man, a hopeless man. What do you think? What do you think? Not really. But if he's not aware that money is not equals to game, oh yeah, that's hopeless. That's almost hopeless. Almost impossible. It's like you're trying to humble that person. You have to take all that money away from them for them to become humble. It's almost impossible. It's Tyrese. Tyrese makes royalties from movies. Like, he's one of the biggest movie stars out here. Like, think everything Fast and Furious, right? Think music from a long time ago. It's very hard to come to a humble place with that. Now, there was a test of humble when that girl left because he didn't think any girl can leave him, but she left. And that basically tampered with him, right? And now he's saying, and then it's only natural and logical, seemingly logical, for him to say that girl is evil. That girl has her own problems. Baba, let's talk about you, because you're the one that's talking the most. That girl, everything she said, we're just looking at, but you went and collected 20,000. But what you're saying doesn't match. That's all we can say about her. She's not doing a lot of talking in the public. At least that goes viral. She talks in general. She never mentions his name onto that show, right? And people like that get away with a lot. That's game. That's reality about life. But people that run their mouth, they clip their mouth every time. Every single time. They will take their voice away because they don't know how to talk. Oh, the common denominator is Tyrese, yeah. MOP, when Zelly leaves, do you think Tyrese will finally look at the man in the mirror? I don't know. We don't know. Everybody's rock bottom is just different. We don't know, right? Everybody's for some people, all they don't get quickos for 2 weeks, they hit rock bottom. For some people, they will lose all 3, 4, 5 marriages before they hit rock bottom. For some people, it's never, literally never. They will never hit rock bottom. They will buy there. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah. He can have any girl he wants and be left drained and empty. Yep. Pretty much. That's what's probably gonna happen a lot. Because if he keeps having babies with those people, oh yeah, they will show him shege. And that's the part that I say everybody that's taking sides with Tyrese blindly because they're thinking $20,000, they're not going to help him. They're gonna make him hurt more, and he's going to act from a place of pain more, and then he will collect. He will continue to collect shege. If he was not Tyrese, he would not get girls like that. But he's Tyrese now. He's Tyrese. Stop the cap. Stop the cap, dear.
Stop the cap.
Let Tyrese breathe. Maybe after today we let him breathe. If he shuts up for once, he can't be making that kind of recording with his child in the house. You think? With the way he drags, he still didn't listen, didn't list his offenses. Yeah, he's just a perfect man. He's just been good all along. In fact, there's a comment that I got. Shout out to that person that left that comment. Let me see if I can find that comment. We'll end it with this comment because I posted the video yesterday, and I'm intentionally lowering. I want to bring in my opinions strategically because I want people to actually hear what I'm trying to say. I think if you are using public comments to help Tyrese, you're not helping. I think the true help that Tyrese will have are probably silent, private friends that can say, "Hey, let me help." It's not gonna be anybody that's catching. It's not gonna be anybody that's catching feelings with him on social media. They can't help him. They're going to help him set himself up more for failure. It's going to impregnate Zelly and then collect Woto later. Shout out to the women. Oh, Bruni, it's not your mate. It's not all women, obviously. But the point here is that game. You need game. It's the woman you attract is a function of who you are as a person overall at the end of the day. Overall, at the end of the day, okay, overall, not specifics. Don't ask me what aboutism. Don't say what about it. Don't do that, because I will send you back to your godfather. Overall, the kind of woman you attract is a function of who you are. That's the reality. Okay? That's the reality. Right? Let me see here. The person left a comment. Shout out to Linda. Say, you're a fantastic man, and especially a father. A lot of women are on Tyrese's side because they're like, you know what? If I was that woman, I would never do that to you, Tyrese. I would never try to collect $20,000 from your $20 million that you make every year, or $10 million, or maybe $5 million that you make every year. I would never leave you if I were you, Tyrese, because you are such a good, the person, you are a fantastic man, and especially a father. It seems you are hurt and so disappointed in her. It's truly unfair. I just can't wrap my head around how spouses can just walk away when the person who loves them the most. God bless you. Stay strong. The person means well. Okay, let's not get that twisted. I don't want to get that twisted. The person means well, but they can't help. Okay, the more Tyrese reads this kind of comments, the more he's going to point fingers, and there's 4 of those fingers pointing at him. We don't know what that is. We don't know what he did wrong, because he would never hold himself accountable, because he's just a good, nice guy, right? But it's public. He doesn't need to hold himself accountable to us. Just like I said, women don't have to do that too, right? So, but when he hits rock bottom, hopefully, sooner than later, maybe we can learn something, right? 20K is not beans though. That's a lot. That's a lot with respect to what? 20K is not a lot of money. It depends on what you're talking about, right? It depends on what we're talking about. You can't say something is a lot unless you tell me a lot compared to what, right? Are we comparing Tyrese to Pookie and Rere, or we're talking to Femi and Tunde? Which one are we comparing that money to, right? It's Tyrese, remember? It's the one guy that continues to attract all these girls, right? So I don't know why he expects that his child support will be $200, but I'm capping, okay? I just want to be nice to Tyrese. I think Tyrese is hurt. I think he needs to seek help. I think that's the mother of his kid for the rest of his life, and I think he needs to get himself to a space where he can have a conversation on the phone with her, right? And that's going to be the first step to reducing that 20K. If it's such a lot, reducing that to, I don't know what he's trying to reduce it to, but we shall see. It sounds like Tyrese is going to join the Nick Cannon Academy soon. No. Nick has game. Oh, no. Please, don't disrespect Nick like that. Oh, no. That's 2 different things. Nick said, no. That's another conversation, okay? That's another conversation, okay? Let's leave it alone, okay? Nick Cannon, are you talking about Nick Cannon and Tyrese? No, they're not the same thing. No. It's 2 different lanes entirely. No. Just because somebody is having kids all over the place, the only thing is that he's spreading his seeds, his energy everywhere. I hope he knows what he's doing. But that's not the same thing as Tyrese. Tyrese is a good guy. Nick is a bad boy. Tyrese is a good, nice guy. He didn't mean to have babies with multiple people. Nick wanted to have babies with multiple people. Tyrese is just mistakenly falling into Kwekus. You get what I'm saying? He said, I joke. Oh, please don't make me collect what to. Anyway, I almost fell out my seat. The Nick Cannon Academy. Wahala. Men like Tyrese are used to women doing what they want, but he's upset someone is matching his energy. He's very upset. He's very, very upset. He's hurting, more so. He's hurting. Okay. He said it with his own mouth. He said, she broke my heart. I was on the way to come and fight for my marriage. So if you're on your way to come and fight for your marriage, you deserve the marriage, right? That's what Tyrese thinks. That's what people who lack game think. They always think in terms of deserving, in terms of rights, in terms of fairness, right? And this is hyperbolically speaking, this is a war zone, okay? When you enter people's kpekus to go and do, at that point, you better know what you're doing, because if you don't know what you're doing, you can become a Tyrese. You'll still be a good, nice guy, and you're right with everything you say, but Abba, you're collector. Precisely 20K a month. Nothing. There's no aggressive social media aggressiveness that's going to reduce that 20K. He will need to go back to the same formula, and it's going to have to include patience. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. It's just what it is. But we're patient. If it's not patient, we are patient. At least they're not collecting 20K from me, right? And when I say 20K, I don't mean 20,000 naira. I mean $20,000. It is a lot of money. But is it fair? We don't know. That's the point I was trying to make earlier. We don't know, right? Because it's not fair that Tyrese is attracting all the kpekus in the world, and regular men are struggling to have one. At the age of 30, 30% of them are virgins. Is that fair? No. Let's do the math properly. That's not adding up. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. I appreciate all of you now today. I do have another event going on in about less than an hour, so I need to go and take a breather and set up a few things, and I'm going to drink water for about 15-20 minutes, and then I have to get back here, you know. But I want to say thank you. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. All right. We'll be back here tomorrow. Hopefully you'll be enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Beautiful girl. It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.